Good morning, children. Welcome back to Part 5 class in Reproduction in Organisms. Part 1 class we discussed about reproduction, types of reproduction, asexual reproduction and its characters, different types with examples. Part 2 class we discussed about vegetative reproduction, sexual reproduction, characters. In part 3 class, we discussed about the events in sexual reproduction. Events means pre-fertilization events, fertilization. Then today's class, we are going to discuss about the post-fertilization events. In the part 4 class, we discussed the pre-fertilization events. There are two types are there. Gametogenesis means formation of the male and female gametes. Second one, gamete transfer through the different medium. Then we discussed about the fertilization. Fertilization, another name, syngamy, fusion of the haploid male and female gametes to form a diploid zygote. If the fusion does not take place and the organisms are forming is called parthenogenesis. Then we discussed about through the different medium the fertilization will take place. There are called first one external fertilization and internal fertilization. What are the importance of these two fertilizations? Okay, today's class we are going to discuss about the post-fertilization events. That is, first one it is the zygote. Then second one it is the embryogenesis. Now first we will discuss about the zygote. That is zygote means every sexually reproducing organism, including human beings, begin the life from a single cell that is called the zygote. See that one? After the fusion of the male and female gametes, the zygote is forming. It is in the common process in the sexually reproducing organisms. In organisms with external fertilization, zygote is formed in the external medium like water. In internal fertilization, zygote is formed inside the body of the female organism. See, listen. External medium in the external fertilization, inside the body of the organism, that is the internal body of the organism. Further development of the zygote depends on the different types of the life cycle of the organism and the environment, how it is they can survive. We will take a one we will study. First, we will discuss about in the smaller organisms like algae and the fungi. We'll go for that one. In algae and fungi, the zygote develops a thick wall, means covered by the walls, which is resistant to the desiccation and damage. From all the type of the outside disturbance, it is helping to that zygote. It undergoes a period of rest before germination. In organisms of haplodic life cycle, the diploid zygote divides meiotically and produce haploid spots which grow into haploid individuals. That is example Volvox Spirogyra. In organisms like a diplontic life cycle, the diploid zygote directly develops into a diploid individual. Examples are gymnosperms, angiosperms. These all zygote formation. Last year you have studied haplontic life cycle, diplontic life cycle and haplo-diplo life cycle. So the different organisms, different types of the formation of the zygote is there. Now second we have to discuss about the embryogenesis. Embryogenesis means the process of development of the embryo from the zygote. See that one? First single cell is the zygote. Then that formation, that development is called embryogenesis. During embryogenesis, zygote undergoes two stages. First one, it is cell division. It is also called mitosis. Second is the cell differentiation. Cell division in mitosis and also second one is cell differentiation. Means they are becoming into the growth from the small cell to and it becoming to the adult. While cell division increase the number of cells in the developing embryo. Mitosis means that is the cell division. Double the cells. Mitosis is also called equational division. One cell is divided to 2, 2 is divided to 4. Like this the cell division. And it is developing the embryo. Then in cell differentiation what will happen? It helps a group of cells to undergo certain modifications to form a specialized tissues and organs are forming into an organism. Cell to tissue, tissue to organ, organ to organism. You know that one. So in the embryogenesis, two stages are there. One is cell division. That's cell division by mitosis. Then second one, it is the cell differentiation. In cell differentiation, cells are divided to form a tissue, tissues to organs, organs to form an organism. Now we will discuss about the animals are categorized into different types based on the development of the zygote takes place outside the body of the organism and also inside the body of the organism. See, listen, we can call them oviparous and viviparous, whether they lays the fertilized egg or unfertilized egg in the oviparous or viviparous means they are giving birth to the young ones. First, we will discuss about the oviparous animals. In oviparous animals means they are lays the egg outside the body of the organism, external medium. In oviparous animals, like examples are, can you give the examples? Reptiles, birds. The fertilized eggs are covered by the hard with the calcium shell that we can call hard calcareous shell and are laid in a safe place in the environment. After a period of incubation, resting time, young ones hatch out. That is called that are the characters of the oviparous eggs. In oviparous animals, what will happen? The fertilized eggs covered by hard calcium made shells laid in a safe place. It is called safe place in the environment. After a period of incubation, young ones hatched out. In viviparous animals, what is the meaning of viviparous? Give birth to the young ones. Mostly in the majority of the mammals, including human beings. the zygote develops into a young one inside the body of the female organism. Last class we had discussed about the internal fertilization characters. We know that one. The zygote develops into a young one inside the body of the female organism. After attaining a certain stage of growth, the young ones are delivered out of the body of the female organism. Which one is getting the proper care and chances of survival? Which is the most one getting? First one, we'll see that one. First, oviparous, the young ones are coming out in the environment, but the young ones are getting the proper care in the internal fertilization. Because of the proper embryonic care and protection, the chances of survival of young ones is greater in viviparous animals. Viviparous organisms, they are getting the proper embryonic care and protection from the parental organism of the female organism. Chances of survival is greater in viviparous organisms. Now next we will discuss about the flowering plants. In flowering plants, the post-fertilization events include the development of first, zygote into embryo. Second, primary endosperm cell into endosperm. Third point, ovules into seeds. Fourth point, ovary into fruit with a thick fruit wall called pericarp. Then the sepals, petals and stamens fall. Now we will discuss each point. The zygote, first cell becoming into an embryo, then the embryogenesis. There you know that when the protective or the nutritive tissue is called endosperm for the embryo, developing embryo. What is the function of the endosperm? Giving to the nutrition to the developing embryo. Embryo is becoming to the zygote, endosperm is giving to the nutrition. Then their ovules are present. That ovules are becoming into seed. Ovary is the ovary wall, outer layer. Ovules are the seed-like structure. Inside it is. Ovary is the outer wall. Ovary into fruit. Inside the fruit, seeds are present. So ovules into seeds, ovary into fruit. Normally, fruit is covered with the different layers of the fruit walls. Last year we studied epicarp, endocarp and mesocarp. Together we are calling it is pericarp. See that one? Some cases it is two are there, epicarp and endocarp, depending on the fruits. Now, whatever it is, ovules into seeds, ovary into fruit with the thick different fruit walls, epicarp, endocarp and mesocarp. Together we are calling it is a pericarp, that is giving to the protection to the seeds inside the structure, giving to the protective in function. What are the parts of flower? They are the sepals, petals and stamens. Stamens, pistil is there. So pistil is contains the part ovary. Now sepals and petals, stamens of the flower fall off, and ovary is becoming and developing. After dispersal, the seeds present in the ovary germinate under favorable conditions to produce new plants. So these are the stages. We saw that when the sexual reproduction, pre-fertilization, gametogenesis and the gamete transfer, fertilization, then the formation of embryo, then the embryogenesis, and the different organisms, different young ones are forming, we discussed. Thank you.